What have you been reading lately?
I brought a history of Hollywood with me.
Ooh. Which one is it?
Neil Gabler's.
Oh yeah, he has a really good book on Walter Winchell that's very interesting that I read when I was doing
His
conspiracy.
Disney. His Disney is fantastic. It's fantastic.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, this book's from the 80s.
Okay, so what have you been reading? Or
Look at these. I liked Freedom.
that was good. Have you read Good Inside? I've been giving everyone that.
No, but she's
really good.
Yeah, she's big on Instagram, and now
is
she's
very
exploding.
big
Yeah, I think she went on Huberman. I haven't read Stephen's newest thing.
Oh, Rationality. That's good. I had him on.
He's doing my book launch in DC. He's going to.
Oh, is he on stage?
Yeah, he lives near me in DC. Yeah.
He's a very nice guy. I think this is a parenting. I have it in the parenting section because I think it's.
I'll tell him that. Yeah.
He was here. He came out a couple.
Yeah.
Like maybe last year.
Yeah.
But no, I think Range
He's the
is a
most
parenting
serious
book.
like journalist writer among the people writing idea books because of his whole background, like Sports Illustrated,
Yes.
book. He researches. Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Let's see. Maybe, you probably already read all of them, so let's take them in order.
I have read a lot of these. So what's the actual pirate? I like you have the Robert Kirsten books.
Oh, have you met him?
I haven't met him. I really like
Which
his
ones
stuff.
have you read?
I had Divers and Pirate Hunters.
Okay.
Does he have a third?
Yeah, he has a space one that's very good.
No, I read that too. I read that when in the hospital when one of my kids was born.
That's funny.
Apollo 8, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is fantastic.
Oh yeah, he's great. He was the first guest on the podcast in the studio. He lives here.
Yeah.
Because have you read American Rust?
That's him too?
Yeah, take that one. That's a sequel, or that's his first novel. He's really interesting. So he writes this one.
Yeah.
It comes out, turns into a show.
Yeah.
Wins a bunch of awards. So like basically a home run.
Yeah.
First time. Then this one comes out, huge show, and then I think he's like you're saying with the novels. When did this come out? So this is. Also, this is basically the plot of the show Yellowstone, which it preceded. But so this is 2013. So he's 11 books.
Yeah.
And how do you do the next one? So I think he's.
And you got from here to here with 11 in between. Yeah.
Oh, this was 2001.
Oh no, you're saying this was his first
No,
one?
this was the first one, and then this came out in 2013. So it's been 11 years.
11 years, not 11 books. Yeah. I see.
No, these are the only two.
Yeah.
This was 2009, so that's pretty quick to get.
Yeah.
That's pretty fast. But I think your point about it's hard as a novelist. Novelists aren't expected to do things consistently.
Yeah.
And they're not expected to do anything else while they do it.
I like your selection over here.
This is my one.
Douglas Preston.
I
like Douglas.
American Buffalo.
I have it on tape. Yeah, he's an interesting guy.
He's built this whole empire that's really cool.
Yeah, but he used to do some New Yorker writing. He does New Yorker writing too.
Yeah. No, he was a great journalist. Have you read his kids' book?
No.
Yeah, you might like that. This kind of connects with
Oh yeah, I saw him talking about this. Yeah, he took he took a lot of private equity money for that.
Well, so it started with a Netflix show, and then it was a YouTube thing, and then I think he sold half of it, so it's this whole thing. But the cool, where he's lucky is that his lent itself well to other names underneath the brand.
Yeah,
which I think it's hard to do in basically any other space.
Is it working for them? Like they're trying to do a cable channel basically on YouTube, right? Like they had shows basically. But so it's like he's a hunter, but then it's like this guy's only a duck hunter, and then this guy's and here's like a fishing show.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a huge network of stuff.
This is my theory of the future of a lot of independent media too. By the way, it's going to be plays like that that are going to live on your smart TV, right? So you'll have like an app for whatever Rinella's thing is, and there's going to be horizontal carousels of like new episodes of these various shows produced, pretty cheaply.
One show can promote the other show. They're all kind of related to each other.
Yeah, I'm seeing more and more people are making those plays.
No.
Has he made it out here?
I interviewed him, but I think it was during the pandemic, so it was remote.
I'm gonna try to see him out. I have to do.
He's great. No, you mentioned him in your book.
He blurbed it, yeah. So the UK version they put his blurb on the front.
Oh, really? That is funny, like who...
I might have blurred that one. I don't
who
know.
the different... Did I think this one?
I don't know. Did I blur this one?
Yeah, you're right.
I blurred
You're
this
right
one,
there.
yeah.
It's funny, like who gets emphasized on the different editions. So,
Yeah.
like there'll be certain names.
Yeah, well,
that
he's
work
English, so
internationally and some
yeah.
don't. Yeah.
So in UK they put him on the front, or like, yeah, he blurbed. Interesting guy,
Which one?
Ali.
Oh yeah, he blurbed your book. He was just in here.
Yeah, he's English, so he just finished his tour. But in the people I know in the UK like really know him more,
Yeah.
which I find interesting because YouTube's YouTube. But
Yeah,
like,
you would,
he's
and
like
you
a
would-
star
and
over there.
there's not like a language transition, but
Yeah.
you think so. You think no, he's great.
Yeah, you had Arthur on, right?
Arthur Brooks.
Yeah.
he was here yesterday.
Oh,
I've had him on like I think almost as many times as you. You read fiction?
I haven't been reading as much.
Have you read? Do you have Everyone Behaves Badly? It's not fiction, but it's close. I think what you might like.
So we got our own indie bookstore just opened up in our little town.
Where do you live?
It's a little town called Tacoma Park. It's outside of Washington, D.C.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Made me think of you, though. I was like, this is better. See, I don't have to do it myself. I
Yeah.
can just, yeah.
If you didn't.
So we did all my signed pre-orders through them.
Oh, here you want to see the whole setup?
Sure.
Yeah, I have
You put all your
I
pre-orders
have
through here, which is
26
crazy.
2,600 blank tip-ins that I'm doing, and then so those are here, and then I have
These are all yours. Yeah.
this is all backstock. This
Yeah.
was the kitchen.
Yeah.
But then I have 15,000 tip-ins I have to do for Justice. So
Yeah, I know.
those should arrive any day now. So that'll be fun. And then we just do like personalized sign stuff back here. And then this is some daily
But for
stuff.
your first book that came out where you had this, weren't you were in book signing all of them, weren't you? You had that picture.
So for Courage,
Yeah.
the supply chain was still all snarled from the pandemic, so
Yeah.
they couldn't do it. So they had to send me the physical books, and then they also sent them late, and
Yeah.
so I had to do. I think I
Yeah.
did 10,000.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So your thing now is all pre-orders signed, all through Painted Porch.
Maybe not all.
But-
you can
but-
buy them unsigned. But yeah, the idea is like if you want to.
If you're going to pre-order, this is what you'll get it signed. Like that's
Yeah.
the main thing.
Yeah, and you do it direct, and then the other.
But how do you handle? This is for the store in town. How do you handle the logistics? So what does tip-ins mean? What's that
So
mean?
these are pages that'll get that they'll bind into the book. So if you do it with the publisher.
Yeah, but who's handling the shipping?
What do you
So
mean?
they're going to bind these. Now you're going to get back a bunch of books.
No.
No.
Okay, so they sent me. So basically, what's
Does it go
happening?
straight to the supplier?
So the publisher. This is 1,400 tip-ins because
Yeah.
you sign each page, and then I'll sign these pages, and then I mail this to. Where's the printer? This printer
Yeah.
is in Virginia.
Yeah.
So they'll print that into the book.
Yeah.
Not like this is
Yeah,
a page. of
right,
the
right.
book.
But then
And
what happens with that
and
stock?
then all those books will go to our warehouse shipping facility in Illinois, and then he'll ship. them
Who's
directly
we at
to the
this
customer.
point?
This
Yours?
is Daily Stoic. This is me.
You. Okay. Okay.
We have.
So you have
like,
a shipping facility that this is what they can do.
Yeah, we do all like if you just order one book from the store, we ship it from here.
Yeah.
But like if you buy like any of the most of the Daily Stoic merchandise, that we don't store that here and ship it here.
Yeah.
It goes to a warehouse
Yeah.
and they ship it out. So we'll just send all those books there. So for Courage,
So this is-
I didn't.
okay.
I signed them all here. For Discipline, I don't think they did all the tip-ins either. So I just flew to
But,
the
but,
warehouse.
but even
they
for
shipped all those.
Courage, you shipped those all to the warehouse once you signed them.
Like
you weren't-
No, we shipped. I think we shipped them all here.
You were shipping thousands of copies
Yeah,
individually.
Yeah. There's a post office down the street. So
I see.
just drove it.
I see. So you
Yes.
do. Yeah, this was the problem the bookstore was having. Is that?
Yes, it was
And I only did a
logistically
few hundred through them. Like most of
Yeah.
the pre-orders aren't through them. But even there, they're like, oh wait, we have to. It's the first time they've ever done it. Like we
Yeah.
have to now, like
But you're also
address
giving
and send
them a
this.
huge gift,
Yeah.
right? Because
And I'm doing a live podcast from the
oh, that's cool.
from the place. Yeah, I'm trying to help them out.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's a lot.
Yeah.
You want to see my office?
Yeah.
This is the record store. You called often? All right.
All of those tip-ins just fell into a paper shredder by accident.
No, that's just the warm up. So the ones I'm going to do here are going to be 15,000 numbered tickets.
That's great. So is that what you,
Like,
for pre-orders, is that what you aim for?
yeah, that would be nice. I mean, if I obviously audio will be a huge chunk of it, and then other stuff. But
I see. So all formats you might be over
50
20.
would be a great number.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm still playing the like 10 to 15,000.
Yeah.
Careful what you wish
for.
for.
They kind of snuck up on me, but yeah, that's about what.
So when did it jump to 50,000?
Stillness was like 40.
Yeah.
Which was very nice because they were in the middle of negotiating.
So like once Daily Stoic was really going in its modern form, and that's a really big audience. That's a really big audience.
It took a long time. Like it hit the bestseller list for a couple weeks, and then kind of whatever, and then it wasn't actually until like the next year, because for some reason with the daily books, people go, I want to start in January, and so it was this recurring thing where every January it would sell like 20-30% of the year's sales in that month.
So you would bounce back on
it
lists.
Took a couple go-arounds, but then by the time Stillness was the first one to hit New York Times and the first to hit number one.
Yeah. Right. So that
only, I guess, but that was that. So by the time the Courage book came along, which was 2021, everything had really been humming, but it took a long time.
Yeah. I mean, I guess pre-orders it's a function of audience,
right,
multiplied by relationship with audience and ways that like all that, like there's a bunch of different factors to come together.
But the difference was, so Discipline sold the most, but was the easiest launch with the least amount of media.
Yeah.
Because I sold 20,000 pre-orders of Courage direct.
Yeah.
So I just had to email, like I could email 20,000 people.
Yeah.
Just that and go, hey.
Do you want this one too?
Do you want this one too? And then so now, let's say we have 40,000 or whatever, right? Like that's really the thing. So because the problem with publishing is that you sell your book to the publisher, and they sell it to a distributor, and then the distributor sells it to bookstores.
Yeah.
And so you're like so many steps removed from the audience that you don't know them and they don't know you, and like even if you want to message your readers on Amazon, the publisher has to pay Amazon to message
for you to be able to do
people.
that. Yeah.
So the more direct you can be, like the podcast is obviously great.
Yeah.
But like however direct you can be with the audience, that's the main thing.
So this is where you work. Yeah.
This is where I work. Yeah.
So you still like to do remotes up here? Is that your?
No, I do them in the studio.
You do in the studio now? Okay.
I've done the studio. When was that? January we did the studio.
Before that.
No, sorry. Last January, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like February, March.
Yeah. So yeah, nothing in here anymore, which has been nice. Now I don't have to.
Right. So you were doing some in-person interviews just in the bookstore, right?
We
before
were
the
doing
studio.
Before the studio, we were doing it.
But you had to kind of shut down the store.
Yeah. The idea was we would shoot in this. Like I thought we were doing the bookstore, we just like shoot in there, and then it was like, oh wait, no, it costs like X each time, or there'd just be like people like pounding on the glass, and then what really flipped it is like someone was like, no, like I drove all the way from this thing,
and I only have this hour, and your store is closed.
Like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And then like the worst part was like I made eye contact with them, but like I couldn't. It was like I had someone. So anyway,
are people still expecting to see you when they come, or they?
No, I think I've done a good job being like that's not going to happen. But yeah, so we basically don't do everything's next door, and then there's office space behind the studio.
Yeah. We were hanging out back there. Yeah.
And then there's office space in there.
Yeah.
My wife's office is on the other side of that wall.
Yeah.
Although we're building like another set of offices over there also. Like.
Yeah. No, I like your strategy of buying the buildings too. It's not a bad one.
No, it's worked out nice.
Yeah.
It's worked out nice. Probably wouldn't do it now because now the whole town's very expensive.
Yeah.
But
you did it at the right time. Yeah.
Nice,
Yeah.
Then so I just started. This is the new one. So I just laid it all out.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
But it's cool, like you can shoot stuff, like just everything's got. It's like weirdly like everything's also a film set on top of everything.
Yeah. So you have different places you can shoot. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the.
Right. So in here you can come in and just do.
Yeah.
That's great. I'm all in the tech. Where's this hooking? This is just hooked into what? Where's your?
It's
just plug charger.
Yeah, this is just a charger.
So what if you were filming in here? You would just. This is you film not doing interviews.
This would be no. This would just be me filming like working on.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Right.
like
So
now we make like a video about the making of each book, so I shoot.
Yeah.
And it's like we just kind of always. Whenever something happens, I shoot. Like my editor from the UK was in the other day, so like she came in and then I was like asking her questions, and so we just filmed stuff as it happens. sign all the books?
Yeah,
Oh.
I think
Hey,
so.
Lippy.
Whatever pile is over here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't take them all off the shelf. Is this all of them?
Yeah, you don't see them on the shelf.
Uh,
Does this one move? Deep work?
What?
Does deep work move?
no, they're usually right here, but sometimes.
No, I mean, I just mean like sales
Oh,
wise.
yeah, of course. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Your stuff's very popular.
Yeah, excellent. All right, so you're doing a bunch of these this week?
What do I have? One more?
One more tomorrow.
One more tomorrow. I have Paul Rabil, the lacrosse player.
Okay.
I did a book for him for Portfolio, so he's coming on.
You did a book
I
for him?
I ghostwrote it for him.
Interesting. Why would you do that? I don't
That's
always
probably
understand the mind around holiday.
Probably my last one for a while.
You need to read Slow Productivity. Yeah,
yeah.
it's just
No. So I've known him forever.
I see. It's partially
he's like the Tom Brady of lacrosse.
yeah.
Like the greatest of all time by like a very large measure.
Interesting.
And
My podcast producer's a lacrosse coach as well.
he would know.
Yeah.
He would know who this is for
Yeah,
sure.
I'll tell him about it. Yeah.
But it was a low lift book. It wasn't like a hard thing to do. But
Yeah. Right.
and he's a super nice guy. And I was like, if we don't have to see, I was like, I'm not doing anything in person.
Yeah.
I'll do it over the phone.
Yeah.
And ask you a bunch of questions. So
And a pure ghostwrite, so you don't have to do any publicity or anything.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that was nice. And then when I have one on Monday, and then I'm done. But like it's all because I'm going to town on Friday, so it's
Yeah.
like, it's all stuff's packed. Two next week. Who else?
Somebody on Friday.
No, you're on Russell Brunson.
Oh, I have to do that one. Is there another one next week?
Oh yeah, and then Charles Duke.
Oh yeah, Charles Duhigg and then Mark Manson's on Monday.
Yeah, Mark said he was coming out.
What'd you do with Mark?
His YouTube show.
But what did you do? He said he said he had a cool idea, but I have no idea what we're up for.
Oh,
What did you guys do?
what did we do? I don't know what he's talking about actually. You mean like?
Was it just a standard podcast?
Yeah, we went to yeah.
Because he's doing.
We hung out a little bit, but
he's
then,
also doing like crazy YouTube videos. I don't know if you've seen what he's doing.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah.
like-
He's experimenting with it.
Yeah,
Like
they're
some of them are
almost
like
each one's
hyper produced, and he's
show.
trying different things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I wondered if you guys.
We didn't do anything like that. No, I just did a standard show.
Oh,
yeah,
all right.
yeah. It's got a nice house,
Yes.
I think.
Yeah.
Subtle
Very
art. Yeah, it's nice. He leaned into it. Yeah,
nice. That's what happens when you sell like 30 million.
30 million copies. It's crazy. Yeah. That's interesting. What happened with Charles's book? It just
Super
like
Communicators?
stratosphere. What's going on with that one?
That one's doing good?
It's been charting since February 20th.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm
It's-
not thinking that far in advance. But
I know him a
Sam
little bit
really
because-
liked it. Sam keeps going, I've been reading the Super Communicator.
So it's just this is like it's a straight up just quality of the
I
good
guess-
writing for a top. It's
But
like
that's kind of what we're talking about.
I know him a little
The
bit more
Habits
now.
one was- the Habits one was huge, and then
but it wasn't as big as like it did well. Yeah, the Habits one did well. The Smarter Everyday I don't think did as well. But this one is destroying it. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So he's at the New Yorker now, so we cross paths more often.
What is that like? What does it mean to be at the New Yorker?
It's a small. You could go in.
An office?
You could go in to the office. They're always happy to have you, but it's in Manhattan, so like when are we ever going to go in? But it's just a small group of people. Like there's only so many editors
Grant is there.
Grant is there, yeah. David Rimnick's involved, and like he reads everything. He selects. It's a small group of people, and so it's a lot of like. So like Charles will be like, "Hey, can you look at this thing in an AI piece?"
Oh, you guys like all.
It's it's a pretty small world. It's really cool writing for them though. Like
Yeah.
I have a couple pieces in right now. The editors are great. Yeah, and it's just and they really want it to be like, what do you want to write about? And they like try to make it work, and it's a really cool place. It's definitely leveled up my writing.
Yeah, of course. Well, it's just like a whole different, like you're having to learn a different style.
Yeah, and it's a lot more. It's just another level, like the just everything, the language, the clarity, the rhythm, the research.
What is the reception like? Do you know what I mean? Like, what is the, like, is it? Can you feel when you publish it that like a lot of people are reading it, or
A lot of people do not.
Small amount,
No.
but
Here's
they're all very.
yes. Here's the thing on the New Yorker. No one reads it.
Yeah.
No one reads it. I mean, a small number of people read it, and they're very influential. It doesn't. It's not the New York Times. It's not the Atlantic. It
Right.
really does not have a wide readership.
Yeah.
And so, like, you can't move the needle on a book with the New Yorker. I mean, the last book we did first, serial right excerpt in nothing. I've had like my books written about, like Gio Tolentino wrote about nothing. It moves nothing. Nothing. But it's like very influential. So it's good for like your brand and influential people. So I did like this big AI piece for them last year, and I don't think that many people read it, but it did lead to like multiple Senate briefings on the Hill and boards of directors, like the right people.
Right.
So it's a weird like elite world, and it's not. The portfolio hates it because it doesn't move books. I think they're very short-sighted about it. It doesn't move books, and it takes time. No, that's okay. Yeah, a lot of slow productivity came from New Yorker pieces I wrote. Yeah, and you can do whatever you want with them.
So I'm doing the 10-year anniversary of Obstacle,
Yeah.
and it just got recopy edited, and the person flagged the word paralyzed because it's ableist,
Yeah,
and then I said Epictetus was a slave, and they wanted me to say Epictetus was an enslaved person. And I get when you are saying that about a large group, like a race of people, like in the United States,
yeah.
a generation and a half ago. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
actually am all aboard, like making sure that we don't like just dismiss millions of people that this country enslaved.
Right, but you're like in the
brutalized.
context of ancient Greece.
Yeah, but
that's like,
a guy, a singular, like he knew he was a slave. Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like, I don't know.
copy editors now. It's interesting. I had a lot of this with the.
Yeah.
It's interesting, like the copy editors, fact checkers at the New Yorker less, but I think copy editors for whatever reason, whatever pool, maybe the copy editors are coming in right out of maybe they're younger.
I think it's as you get better at writing, there's less copy editing to do and just more.
Yeah, but I got a bunch of that on copy editing for this book. I would say more so than past books. So I think it's just like a cultural shift as well. And like
That's
that
true,
particular
but I'm saying the book is better, so there's less little piddly
Yeah,
things
that's
to
true.
get about it. So they're like,
Yeah.
well, what about this? Like I said, he was deaf to it, and they were like, that's also ableist.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's just a lot of that stuff.
Well, that's the
I
Cost
hired a
assured.
sensitivity reader for one of my. I wrote a piece about it. I was like, what is this actually?
Yeah.
So I hired this sensitivity reader that had been canceled for one of his own books. Like he had written. He was a sensitivity reader, and then he wrote something, and then he got canceled for it. And so I thought he'd be an interesting person, and I hired him to do it. And there was like a few things. I was like, okay, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, like I'd rather say people than he, or whatever. Like, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
And then some of the stuff is like piddly nonsense. But
we got to find a certain amount of things. If you're
Yeah,
paid,
you ask-
right?
if you
Yeah.
hire
So I
someone to
think
look for
this is
something,
what I
they'll
think
find it.
copy editors are kind of taking this role for the publishers. Is like they're the line of defense of
but meanwhile, we're having this argument over whether someone is a slave or enslaved, and then what we're missing is like this quote's not even real.
Yeah.
So I would have preferred
yeah
the diligence there.
yeah
You know.
yeah figuring out that
Epictetus isn't going to get upset.
yeah. But if the quote's wrong, like
Yeah, yeah.
Epictetus scholars are going to
Yeah.
get upset. Yeah, that's what
exactly,
matters. Yeah,
Exactly.
cool.